Testing 1, 2, 3. Good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. We temporarily lost our video again today, just now. We want to apologize for that. The audio has dropped out, but we're still here on the air. I want to thank you all for being here with us. This is Ron Tyler with the Emergency Management Associates. We're coming to you from the Area Command, 392 miles west of Kitty Hawk Beach, North Carolina. I want to welcome everybody to our program tonight. We're running a little bit late tonight. Carol and I had our house bug sprayed. It was supposed to happen early this morning, but it didn't happen until 1 p.m. this afternoon. So we had to be out of our place, came here and someone sent us something very, very special. I want to thank them for that. I'm going to look and see if that person's here in the chat. As soon as they show up, I will open this up and I'll tell you what we got. It's very special. I want to say that it's very, very special. But guys, what I primarily want to talk about are two things. Number one, rioting is still going on in Los Angeles and all over the country. There are 4 places in Texas. Manhattan is under siege with these same protests. We have protests in Chicago, protests in Salt Lake City, protests in Washington, D.C. In Washington, D.C., the federal government has put up tall fences around the Capitol and the White House. They're anticipating people trying to climb over the fences and also trying to force themselves into the Capitol and the White House. Now, isn't this something? The Democrat Party's doing it. It's definitely a Democrat Party. This time, it's a Democrat Socialist Communist Party. I want to tell you this, it has just been found out. I gave you the information last night about the man who's responsible. He's a billionaire, just like George Soros. And George Soros has also been sponsoring it as well. But this time, this man has donated millions of dollars, and he's trying to take over the United States. He's actually trying to take over the country, okay? He's put out ads on Craigslist classified ads. This time, he's been asking for people to come in for upwards of $12,000 a week. Hardworking people at $12,000 a week. Incredible. What person wouldn't want to come in at $12,000 a week? This man here, that I'm showing you here right now. This man is Mr. Neville. Mr. Neville has wanted to be here. His name is Roy Singham Neville. Okay? Remember this name. Remember the face. Okay? He's put classified ads in all over the country asking for working men and women, and he's asking for people to organize and protest. Okay? He's asking for people to protest. He's using the Hispanic community in Los Angeles and other places to protest. But anybody can protest. He's paying them a large amount of money to do it. This isn't funded against the DEA. It's not funded against Customs and Border Protection. It's not funded against anyone but the government. He wants to take over the government. It's a communist deal. Unreal. They want to take over this country. Now, with that said, President Trump is sending in a new number of troops, 2,000 more troops and 700 National Guard troops in Los Angeles. President Trump has said that he's going to clean up Los Angeles. And guess what? Tom Homan has said that they will arrest Newscomb. Tom Homan said today that Newscomb will be arrested. Now, whether that comes today, tomorrow, next year, I don't know. But Tom Homan said today they're coming after Newscomb. Newscomb could have settled this. Newscomb could have come out and said, no more protests. Now, they are claiming that there's been no violence. They are claiming that nothing's hurt, nothing's happened, that it's a peaceful protest. Incredible. Really incredible. Look at this. Thousands upon thousands of people in New York and Los Angeles, all over the place. Hundreds of other people around Chicago, St. Louis, Salt Lake City, Portland, Seattle, Austin, other areas including Dallas, the Fort Worth area, all under siege by these protesters. It's incredible. They're not going to stop. They want to take over the United States. But again, Newscomb is in charge. He hasn't asked anybody to stop. He said, oh, it's a peaceful protest. I want to tell you this. They found a body today. They found a body outside of a store that was looted in downtown Los Angeles. That means somebody got killed now. Somebody got killed. But they don't care. They don't care. This riot was bought and paid for by Neville. Don't forget that man, because I believe President Trump is going to go after him. Okay? I believe the federal government is going to go after him. Unreal. Okay? And Pickering says they have done damage even in Ireland. Yes, they have. The damage continues. They have damaged police cars. They attacked CHP, California Highway Patrolmen. They've attacked Los Angeles Police Department. And guess what? Law enforcement has now turned on Newscomb. Law enforcement has turned on Newscomb. Los Angeles Police Department, Los Angeles Sheriff's Office, and many other sheriff's offices across the state are backing President Trump. They've turned on Newscomb. They have no support for Newscomb. One sheriff called him scum as well. Okay? Things are going to turn around, I think. But why would you not protest if you were going to be paid $12,000 a week? Yeah, that's a fact. $12,000 a week. Trying to turn the United States into a third world country. Trying to turn our country into nothing more than a play store. A play store for stupid people. Incredible. Now, I'm not going to stay on the air very long here. I'm hoping to see Linda Covington here. I want to thank everybody for being here too. Okay. Now, I want to talk about something else that's very important. We've been talking a lot about earthquakes around the world. We've been talking a lot about earthquakes in the United States. We've been talking a lot about earthquakes in the Pacific Northwest as of last night. I'm not backing off that forecast for a major earthquake and some volcanic eruptions in the Pacific Northwest. Everyone in the Pacific Northwest must stand by. You need to stand by. It's going to happen. And I believe it's going to happen very soon. Folks, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I'm not going to let off with it. I'm not going to let off with it at all. The reason is I'm trying to save lives here. Okay? As I told you last night, we have up to the minute information showing that Mount Rainier has had upwards of 10,000 earthquakes a day. Mount St. Helens has had at least 400 to 500 a day, and they're continuing. Both Mount St. Helens and Mount Rainier have been steaming. But as I told you last night, Mount Rainier has erupted ash. Ash has been found on the upper layers of Mount Rainier. Ash has been found up on near the summit of Mount Rainier. It's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. Those of you that are in the Seattle, Tacoma area and the outlying suburbs, you need to prepare yourself for something that's going to happen, because I believe it is. I believe it's going to happen. It's going to happen probably very soon. Okay? Like I said, I'm not backing off of this. I want you to understand how dangerous this whole thing is going to be. Plain and simple. I want you to understand what's going on. Okay? Then I want to talk about the San Andreas Fault. I want to talk about the San Andreas Fault in Southern California. Okay? Sleeping Volcano says unrest continues at Mount Spur in Alaska. Mount Spur in Alaska is approximately 75 miles northeast of Anchorage. The unrest is continuing. I also got an email about that from the Alaska Volcanic Observatory. Unrest is continuing. They have had lava sighted at the summit of the volcano, but that's all. Right at the summit crater. Okay? A small steam plume was observed in the clear webcam views over the last 24 hours. Okay? Steam. Mount Spur is going to erupt at some point in time. Okay? Yes, there is lava at the very summit. Clear day, clear satellite views of steam coming from the volcano. That's just one more sighting that Mount Spur is getting ready to erupt. Now, guys, this is important. I wouldn't bring it to you if it wasn't important. The San Andreas Fault is locked and loaded in Southern California. Scientists have been warning about the San Andreas Fault being locked and loaded for quite some time. Southern California is long overdue for a major earthquake. The entire state is long overdue for a major earthquake. We've not had a major earthquake in California at all for hundreds of years. Yes, in 1989, we had a 6.9 earthquake in San Francisco on the Hayward Fault. But we've not had any huge movement on the San Andreas, and it's overdue. Long overdue. The southern part of the San Andreas Fault is locked and loaded, and they're saying it is ready to roll. According to Thomas Jordan, who is director of the Southern California Earthquake Center, Jordan issued the warning during a keynote speech at the National Earthquake Conference in Long Beach, California. The pressure has been building on that part of the fault without being relieved for more than 100 years. Parts toward the southeastern part of the San Andreas Fault have not moved since 1680. The springs on the San Andreas system have been wound very, very tight. The San Andreas Fault runs almost the entire length of California. It runs from Northern California near Petrolia, California, all the way down through California, and it goes over just west of San Francisco Bay, and then it turns inland completely. Prior to hitting San Francisco Bay, it's out over the water of the Pacific Ocean off the northern coast of California. Then it turns inland for a short time, and then it goes just outside San Francisco Bay about 10 miles, and then it turns inland, and it continues inland all the way down in through Mexico. But the San Andreas Fault is close to 800 miles long here in the United States. It is the closest section to Los Angeles, San Diego, and the Imperial County that concerns scientists the most. The National Earthquake Center and the California Earthquake System released a simulation Wednesday, today, showing the shaking that Los Angeles and the surrounding area might experience in an 8.0 earthquake. They're calling for an 8.0 earthquake in Southern California. Previous to this, I told you that we were expecting a 6.5 to a 7.5 earthquake. Now scientists are saying that Southern California on the San Andreas Fault could expect an 8.0 major earthquake. April 3rd, 2010, we had a 7.1 earthquake at the Southern California border with Mexico. Mexicali and Calexico on the border. The earthquake was centered over in Guadalupe, Victoria, Mexico. Now they're saying, and that was on the San Andreas Fault as well. Now they're saying that the whole area in Southern California from Los Angeles down to Mexico is going to shake. Big time earthquake. The LA Times cited a 2008 US Geological Survey report, which warned that a 7.8 magnitude earthquake on the San Andreas Fault could cause more than 1,800 deaths and 50,000 injuries. 1,800 deaths and over 50,000 injuries. The LA metro area has millions of people living there. That's why the injury total is going to be very high. But the 1,800 deaths is what USGS figures. That came from that woman that used to work for USGS. I think the death toll is going to be a lot larger than that, especially from the freeway system running all over LA. When that earthquake hits, the shaking itself will disable the bridges of the highways throughout Los Angeles County, out in Orange County as well, and even down into San Diego and the Imperial Valley. Okay? Live Science notes that the San Andreas Fault is divided into 3 legs, with the middle leg regarded as benign barrier. Okay? The middle leg is regarded as benign barrier between the more seismically active northern and southern parts. However, a study released in 2014 found areas in the middle leg where rocks lock, Los Angeles, California. That's creating strain that could become very strong earthquakes. Earthquakes, plural. I want to make that very clear. Earthquakes, plural. This is not just going to be one earthquake. There'll be multiple earthquakes. There are going to be multiple foreshocks and aftershocks. We have already seen foreshocks in the LA area. Now, Charlene is saying in the chat, there are over 100 volcanoes under Antarctica. Yes, there are. Yes, there are. As the ice melts, will new faults surface? Possibly. Possibly. Now, guys, Antarctica has not been completely mapped in a lot of years. Antarctica sits below a huge ice shelf down there. Yes, there are volcanoes down there. Volcanoes crisscross the entire Earth. Volcanoes crisscross the entire Earth, and I fully expect something to happen down there as well. There has been a volcano, I believe it's called Era, that's been over and it's been active in Antarctica. But I'm sure there are at least 100 volcanoes down there as well. Okay? Antarctica is one of the areas on Earth that has not been completely mapped because of the ice sheet in Antarctica. Yes, there has been some melting, but guess what? The southern part of this world, including Antarctica, is going under a winter solstice right now. That means the temperatures are going to drop drastically. There will be more snow and more ice. There was some melt during the summertime down there in the southern hemisphere, but that's going to end. That is going to end. Okay? Renee Steffi is talking about my old stomping grounds in southeastern Idaho. There is a tornado warning that's been issued. Now, tornado warnings don't get issued in southeastern Idaho very often, but there is a tornado warning in southeastern Idaho from 3:45 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, Pocatello, Bannock, Idaho, Bannock County, Idaho, Caribou, Idaho, Franklin, Idaho, and Oneida, Idaho. A tornado warning means a tornado has been sighted either on radar or visually. If you are in that warning area, you need to take cover now. Most of that area does not have tornado shelters, which means those of you that have basements in southeastern Idaho, again, Pocatello, Idaho, Bannock County, Idaho, Caribou, Franklin, and Oneida, Idaho, you need to take cover now. If you don't have a basement, go to the interior-most part of your home, in a hallway preferably, or a bathroom. Go in there and take your children and pets with you. Stay away from the exterior walls of your home. Stay away from all windows. Okay? Stay away from all windows and the exterior walls of your home. Go to the most interior part of your home, a bathroom or a hallway, and stay there. You can pull a mattress over your heads to keep, if the tornado does hit you, the mattress that you pull over your head might protect you from falling objects. Okay? But this is very important. Okay? This is very important. There's also been a moderate earthquake over in the Bonin Islands, southeast of Japan. A 4.7 earthquake there. A flood warning's been issued for the National Weather Service out of Fort Worth, Texas, until further notice for Henderson, Texas, and Navarro, Texas. This is a flash flood warning. There's been a lot of rain, monsoonal moisture coming up from Mexico, and you are in dire straits over there. You need to take cover and maybe even go to higher ground right now. Okay? That is a flood warning that's been issued from the National Weather Service in Fort Worth, Texas, for Henderson, Texas, and Navarro, Texas. A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued from the Charlotte, South Carolina National Weather Service for Berkeley, South Carolina. 60-mile-per-hour winds, gusts, and quarter-size hail. 60-mile-per-hour gust in South Carolina there, Berkeley, South Carolina, and quarter-size hail. Right here in Morganton, North Carolina, which is way north of where this warning has been issued, we mostly have high clouds and very sunny, and temperatures up of about 94 degrees right now. 94 hot degrees. Unreal. Charlene says where she is at, incoming dark gray ominous clouds with severe thunderstorms anticipated. Tornado Alley. Total Vagabonds from Ireland's here. Total Vagabonds, it's good to see you. He's saying a very good evening from the beautiful Emerald Isles. And we hope everyone is well. Absolutely, we do. We do. We love each and every one of you. Our buddy Demon Catman from Eastern England is here. We have a great bunch of people here. We love you very much. We love you very, very much. Does anybody have any questions about what's going on here in the United States in the way of riots, protesters, or insurrections that are going on. President Trump has said they are going to make more arrests. About 27 arrests have already been made yesterday with protesters. Protesters that have gotten violent. Protesters that have attacked police officers. Protesters that have disabled police cars. Protesters that have burned vehicles and also police cars. There's no reason for it. If these protesters were actually protesting President Trump's policies, they wouldn't be wrecking CHP cars. They would not be wrecking Google taxis. Yeah, Google automated taxis out there on the roadways. They burned 3 of them to the ground. They burned police cars. I've seen police cars burning in Los Angeles. That's uncalled for. Totally uncalled for. Now, Rebecca here in the chat is calling for everybody to stay home on Saturday. Saturday is June 14th. June 14th was going to be used as a thank you to our United States Army, the greatest army on the earth, the greatest army on the earth that's been around this country, supporting this country for 260 years. Now they're under fire. They're under fire. Anybody that is going out to the parades on June 14th, please don't wear your MAGA gear out. Don't wear your MAGA gear out because you might get nailed by these protesters. Go out in civilian clothes. Don't engage unless you get attacked. If you get attacked, I'm saying right now you need to protect yourself. Protect yourself. Do not throw the first punch. Yes, there will be antagonists out there that are going to try to get you to throw the first punch. Don't do it. Once they try to throw the first punch, then all bets are off for them. But don't get involved unless you're getting attacked. And then protect yourselves. Stay out of harm's way. Stay out of harm's way. President Trump was asking for military parades. I totally agree there should be. But all of a sudden, these multi-billionaires that want to take over this country, yes, they won't want to bring communism into this country. They're calling for more and more protests and riots going on. It's not because of the arrests from illegal aliens. That's continuing. But it's all against this country. All the riots that are going on are a result of our country being here. I want to make sure everybody understands that. It started with the Hispanic community getting upset that people were getting deported. Now it's turned completely around. The billionaires, George Soros and Mr. Neville, are going to do their best to make sure they turn this country upside down. If I was President Trump, I would put a bounty on Neville's head. Not to hurt him, not to kill him, but to arrest him. Arrest him. And then seize his pocketbook so he can't pay anybody. If he can't pay anybody, then a lot of this protesting will go away because Neville's paying people a lot of money. Upwards of $12,000 to $14,000 a week. Incredible. But it has nothing to do with President Trump anymore. It has everything to do with money and communism in this country. There was one Hispanic man, was a member of the union in Los Angeles County. He said that he wanted to turn this country upside down. He wanted to turn this country to be communist. He says communism was better than what we have now. Communism would give everybody everything: healthcare, food, lodging, cars. But that's not true. That's not true. Yes, Rebecca, the protesters being paid. Sleeping volcanoes reporting gallons of nitric acid leaked from a tank in Austin. Power Red Diamond Factory in MacArthur, Texas, causing a chemical reaction that spit out toxic brown gas. 4,000 square miles of airspace shut down. Incredible. Incredible. Yes, Rebecca, they're paying people from anywhere from $6,500 a week upwards of $12,000 to $14,000 a week just to protest. Just to protest. My friend, my dear friend S. Nord is here. Kidneys and liver. Susan, I hope you're going to be okay. I hope you're going to be okay. Sleeping Volcano says there have been evacuations in Ohio. Renee Steffi saying that their National Weather Service out of Raleigh, North Carolina, has issued a severe thunderstorm warning. A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Sampson, North Carolina, and Raleigh, with 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Incredible. That is far north and east of where we are. Yes, the coastal areas, North Carolina, getting hit with these thunderstorms. Most of these thunderstorms don't happen until late afternoon, early evening. There's only a 20% chance of the severe thunderstorms happening. It's already happening around Raleigh, North Carolina right now. 20% chance. And yes, it's happening. I'm sorry, Susan, you had to be giving everything away. I'm glad you're fine, though. God bless you. We're going to pray for you, Susan. Thank you for being here. Yeah, Rebecca, that's close to you, too. Does anybody have any questions for me? Now, since Linda has not come on the chat with us, I think I'm going to go ahead and open this package. I'm going to tell you this. Usually when I've gotten any foodstuffs, it has not been in the mail. Carol and I bought some meat from a meat packer at a flea market several months ago, right along Mother's Day time period. But guess what? What's that? Linda, you're in the chat. That's awesome. That's awesome. Carol saw you in the chat. Guess what, guys? Guess what this is from? Linda Covington sent this to us. Guess what? Look at this. Omaha Steaks. Linda, thank you for this. This was a shipment from Omaha Steaks. Bacon wrap fillets. Gourmet Franks. Jumbo Franks. Caramel apple tartlets. Boneless pork chops. Chicken breasts. Omaha Steak burgers. This is awesome, guys. This is really cool. Thank you for that. Linda said she wanted to give us something for Father's Day, and we really appreciate this. God bless you, Linda. Thank you so much. Let me pop this open. beef tenderloin steaks. This is a box of boneless chicken breasts. This is the ground beef burgers wrapped in bacon. I can hardly wait for that. Can hardly wait for that. This is also one of the ground beef burgers. This is one of the caramel apple tartlets. Caramel apple tartlets. Okay. Apples and rich wheat flour, niacin, reduced iron, thiamine, all sorts of good stuff here. Baked from frozen. Can't wait for this either. Thank you, Linda. This is gourmet jumbo franks here. And last but not least, the pork loin chops. The boneless pork loin chops here. Omaha Steaks. I want to thank Omaha Steaks, and I want to thank Linda Covington for doing this for us. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for this. This is going to be great. I appreciate and love each one of you. I really do. Yes, dry ice. Yes, there's dry ice here. They're flash frozen as well. So this is cool. Carol's here. This is awesome. I love having my wife in the chat. I love having her here as well. Guys, do you have any questions for me? Yes, thank you, Linda. We will have a happy Father's Day. It's going to be fun. Yes, Linda, you're great. We appreciate that so much. Charlene is asking any suggestions on how to keep food frozen should we experience a power grid outage. The generator goes on for just how long? If you have a generator, you can get a generator from Harbor Freight, about a couple $100. Now I have seen generators for going for as low on sale for as low as $100 at Harbor Freight. That will keep your refrigerator and your freezer going. But that's just about maybe a couple lights. Now, Carol and I don't have solar panels and a solar storage battery to handle refrigerator and freezer, only to handle computers and maybe a light here. And also, we have that solar panel to recharge our phones about 3 times. But that's about all. You need to have storage batteries. You need to be able to get hold of a generator, whether it's a solar generator powered by solar panels or a gasoline powered generator. Okay, you need that. Yes, there's going to be continued power outages. Mark Wages got on the air last night and talked about a huge solar flare, a geomagnetic storm hitting the earth. And he said that there was a possibility, I'm only saying a possibility, that it could result in a grid down situation, but we don't think it will be. We don't think it will be. I want to emphasize that. We do not think there will be a grid down power outage. It could happen at any time. It could happen at any time. In North Carolina about a year and a half ago, we saw a grid down event happen in Mooresville, North Carolina. But it wasn't what everybody thought it was. It was vandals vandalizing a power plant. That happens. Sleeping Volcano says she must get a generator for her oxygen. Sleeping Volcano had an incident, I believe it was this past week, where she went without power. I've had that same situation. You notice I'm on oxygen today. I overworked myself earlier and I felt a need to have oxygen right now. And that's why I'm on oxygen today. I've been able to do this show before without oxygen, but I felt I needed it today. That's why I'm wearing it. But Sleeping Volcano, I hope you can get a generator. Hope you can get something to power your oxygen supply. We love you. We love you and Dennis very much. We love you very much. And yes, that's scary. That's very scary. I've been friends with Sleeping Volcano and her husband for several years now. They're wonderful people. They're very wonderful people. But when you're in a situation with healthcare and you go into a situation where all of a sudden the grid goes down, all of a sudden you feel like you're going to die. We're praying for you. We're praying for you. We hope you can do your best. You're a great lady. You and Dennis are wonderful people. We love you very much. We love all of our EMA family here. Every EMA family member here, whether you subscribe or not, we love you very much. We appreciate you being here. We give you this information like we've done tonight because we care about you. We want to give you the information so you know what's going on, so you can save your own lives and save the lives of your friends and neighbors and your loved ones. That's why we talk about this. That's why we talk about this. That's why we pray for everybody. God loves you. God loves you. Don't forget about your fathers either. I know this is only Wednesday, but please don't forget about your fathers. They're very important. They're very, very important. Sleeping Volcano is reporting a 4.1 moderate earthquake in Oaxaca, Mexico, Chiapas, Mexico. We are having moderate and small earthquakes around Oaxaca and southern Mexico area. Now, we are watching it very carefully because we've had such swarms of earthquakes in southern Mexico. We're expecting a major earthquake in southern Mexico, and after that, that same major earthquake will hit Southern California. It's happened before, it's going to happen again. The last time it happened, I called it, and it was smack dab on the money. Linda Covington, call your electric provider and see if they have emergency generators. They might. They might have emergency generators that could help you out. That's a good thing to check. Charlene is saying the Pacific Rim is very, very, very active. It is. Whenever you have the Pacific Fault subducting underneath the North American Fault, it's huge. More and more of the Pacific Plate is going up underneath the North American Plate. It's moving faster. Before it was only 2 or 3 centimeters a year. Now I think we're up to 12 to 15 centimeters a year, meaning that's huge. That's huge. That means the Pacific Plate is subducting probably 6 to 8 inches a year. There's no small wonder that we know that the San Andreas Fault and the other faults in Southern California are locked and loaded. As I said before, I believe we're going to have a huge earthquake, a major earthquake in Southern California this summer. I think it's going to happen between now and the end of the summer. Let's keep our eyes peeled. Let's be prepared. Let's be prepared. Does anybody have any questions for us? Renee Seffi's reporting another severe thunderstorm warning. Charleston, South Carolina, for Berkeley, South Carolina. Ping pong ball size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That's huge. That's huge. When I lived in Littleton, Colorado, we had a severe thunderstorm warning, and I went out in it. I was out in it over near my bank. I was on the street just outside my bank, and we had a golf ball size hail hit my windshield, shattered my windshield completely. Could hardly see. Unreal. Charlene is asking, does the radiation naturally gravitate to the Earth's core, assisting with the liquefaction at the base of land plates, causing Earth movement? Yes. Whenever we have one of those solar flares, all that plasma radiation coming from the sun goes like this. Yes, it hits Earth's side facing from the sun, like this. It goes around the entire Earth. It doesn't just hit the Earth facing part of the sun, it hits the entire Earth like this. It literally engulfs the planet. It engulfs the planet. The entire planet is engulfed, and that plasma radiation goes through the magnetosphere, which is fairly weak right now, because about a year and a half ago, we completed an 11-year cycle where it was at a low status. Okay? It was at a low status when it came to solar flares. Okay? Now we are at a high status now. And it's going to take another year or two before we become where our magnetosphere is going to get stronger. But yes, that plasma radiation engulfs the entire Earth. It goes through our Earth's magnetosphere, penetrates our atmosphere, and goes right to the core of the Earth. Goes right to the core of the Earth. And as it's hitting the Earth's surface, it energizes the plates. It energizes the fault zones. Okay? What do I mean by energizing? That hot radiation, it's plasma radiation, and it's warm. When it heats up those plates, the plates and the faults are held together by friction. The plates and the faults are held together by friction. When that solar energy, that plasma radiation, hits the Earth, all that friction goes away. Why? The plates and the faults are held together by friction, by dirt, grime, gunk, rock, sand, and biological material. When that plasma radiation hits, it turns all that gunk and grime into an oily, greasy-like substance. And that's when we have an earthquake. That's when it allows the plates to more freely move, the faults to more freely move, and then we have Earth movement. Okay? Incredible. A flash flood warning has been issued for Gregg, Texas, Harrison, Texas, Marion, Texas, Panola, Texas, and Rusk, Texas. A flash flood warning. Again, there's monsoonal moisture coming out of Mexico, and it's hitting Texas, Arizona, and New Mexico. It's going to happen. This is going to happen for the next, I want to say, maybe a month. Charlene is saying the plasma radiation is epic. With the melting of the ice sheet in the Antarctic, again, please don't think that the Antarctic ice sheet is melting. It only melted a short time period during their solar solstice. But now it's wintertime down there. It's going to ice over again. The Antarctic ridge is ice. It's ice. Yes, it's cyclical. This is not a planetary warming issue. This is cyclical. Okay? I want to emphasize this is cyclical. It's going to ice up again now. Okay? But yes, there is Earth tilt as well being in there. Up here to the north in the northern hemisphere, We are going to see ice melt up here because, again, it's summertime. It's summertime up here in the northern hemisphere, but down south it's not. It's wintertime again. This is cyclical. Then the company says she just got through eating a whole bag, 5-ounce bag of chocolate covered cashews. Oh my gosh. That's one of my favorite things. I used to eat bags and bags of cashews. Now I've cut back on the cashews, but I love chocolate cherries. Carol, whenever we have had a chance, Carol knows my love for chocolate covered cherries, and she's bought me chocolate covered cherries on occasion. I love it. I love it. But chocolate covered cashews, oh my gosh, that's heaven. That's heaven. Charlene is asking, do the volcanoes under the Antarctic ice sheet, do they melt the ice? In some cases they do. Again, we need to remember that the magma is coming from the center of the earth to the volcanoes. All that magma plume in the South Pacific Ocean area is coming up into the crust, and it's distributed all over the earth to all the volcanoes. Yes, when the volcanoes heat up, when there's more and more magma pouring in these volcanoes, it does heat up around the volcanoes. Yes, it could melt ice around the volcano. We're seeing that at Mount Rainier, seeing it at Mount St. Helens as well. Renee Stubbies has a flash flood warning for out of Shreveport, Louisiana, from the National Weather Service for Bossier, Caddo, Louisiana, DeSoto, Louisiana, Harrison, Texas, Marion, Texas, and Panola, Texas. Flash flood warning, guys. You need to head to higher ground. Now, I understand that Louisiana is for the most part, especially in southern Louisiana, it's below sea level. You folks in Louisiana and even Texas, you need to head for higher ground. You need to head for higher ground. Stay off the roads. Do not go through and drive through the roadways that are covered in water. Don't do it. If you see a roadway covered in water, back off. Back off and get away from it. And Demon Catman's here in the chat. And Dean, I want to thank you for this. Demon Catman says that Carol and I love cards and letters. We do. You can stick a check or a cash inside a card or letter and send it to us. We love that. Our address is scrolling across the bottom of your screen now. Our address is scrolling across the bottom of the screen right now. We appreciate all that you do for us. We really do. Our address here is 504 Bethel Road, Box 401, Morganton, North Carolina. Our zip code here is 28655. You see our PayPal locations. We have 2 PayPal locations and a Venmo location where you can also send us donations, which we greatly appreciate. Please, excuse me. Charlene's asking what Carol's favorite sweet treat is. She has a few. Carol has quite a few sweet treats. Carol likes Twix. Carol likes all sorts of sweet treats, guys. She has a stash in her bedroom. In fact, I want to tell you about this. It's kind of funny. Our son calls us all the time. All of our kids call us, but one of our sons calls us all the time, and he has a huge sweet stash in his bedroom huge sweet stash in his bedroom. But Carol likes chocolate as well. Okay? Carol likes these Girl Scout mints. She likes Girl Scout mints, and we've seen them at Walmart. So occasionally we'll buy a package of Thin Mints from Walmart. She loves that. She loves that. She likes all kinds of chocolate. All kinds of chocolate. She likes Snickers as well. I think her favorite chocolate bar is Snickers. Linda comes in and says, make sure you get the right address as well. Yes. Thank you. Carol likes milk chocolate. I like dark chocolate. Go figure. I like dark. She likes milk. That's good. No problem. Richard Smith says he wants to try a chocolate scorpion someday. I'm not that adventurous. I'm not that adventurous. Okay, guys, I'm going to get out of here unless you guys have anything more for me. Sleeping Volcano says she has trouble because of her false teeth. I'm going to get some false teeth pretty soon. I hope. Shirlene says opposites attract, and yes, they do. It's a good thing. Carol's been a blessing to me. I want to tell you that. No, Shirlene, no, we don't have any bugs. We've seen a couple spiders, and I think we may have seen a earwig of sorts, but that's about all. I just found out today that one of our neighbors just moved out. They got evicted. They're very dirty people. They had bugs all over their house. And that's the reason we had to do what we did today and get sprayed in our house so the bugs wouldn't go over here. But so far, no big bugs at all in our house. Yes, we have hornets outside. We have these flying light brown stink bugs flying around. And if you kill them, if you smash them, they stink all over the place. Be very careful of that here in North Carolina. Unreal. Guys, we love you. We love you. Linda Covington says bubblegum. Yeah. I used to love bubblegum. I don't chew bubblegum. I haven't chewed gum in a long, long time. Guys, we love you. We care a lot about you. God bless you all. God bless you all. And again, thank you, Linda, for this wonderful treat for Father's Day. God bless you all. God be with you until we meet again. Have a great night, guys. We love you very much. See you soon. Good night.